So you want to become a SQL developer without a degree? You reached the right video. Let me explain. This video was brought to you by DigiLink Academy, your #1 source to learning programming fast and get to that 6-figure salary you desire. Our 30-day project course includes our JavaScript front-end projects, our Python back-end projects, our SQL database projects, and much, much more. So go ahead and click the link below to our free 7-step guide so that you can start reaching your programming goals today. I'll see you guys in the course. All right, guys, let's jump right into this and get into the details. You want to be a SQL developer without a degree. Is it possible? Yes, it's actually more valuable than you think. It's just you thinking about it the wrong way. I want to really put things in perspective for you to become a SQL developer, and don't worry about where you got your actual problem solving ability from. It's just a matter of, are you able to solve the problem and also communicate that you can solve the problem just to even get the opportunity. And that's the name of the game, guys. I'll be showing you guys more details on how to actually do this later on in the video in detail, but at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to, and you can get a degree, guys. And yes, you're on the right track to actually get that started. But before we get into the details, guys, do me a favor. What have you been doing so far to become a SQL developer? Have you been doing projects, learning how to code, going on interviews, all that? Talk about it. Let's start a conversation below about that so that we can kind of know what you guys are having issues with, so that we can help you specifically on the problems that you guys have. So let's talk about it, guys. I like to start breaking this down for you so that I can put myself in your shoes as a aspiring developer who never had an opportunity to become a developer. How is it for you to be able to actually get a job as a developer? And that's going to be key, because at the end of the day, you're going to need really 4 things to really stand out as a SQL developer to get an opportunity to do it. You're going to need experience, education, projects, and skills. If you have those and you do those consistently, you're going to be in the game to win. The problem is with you guys, the education and the actual experience is usually the ones you trip up on the most. And we are not going to be able to cover everything in this video, guys, but we will get into the details of this in our 7-step guide below. We get into how to actually become a SQL developer without any experience and also without a degree. There's things you can do to really make yourself stand out. Links below to kind of get the full detail, but we'll briefly cover it here on this video too. And also, while we're at it, if you already got my 7-step guide, go ahead for the 30-day project course, guys. It's going to help you Launchpad your career and really put you ahead of the game when it comes to becoming a SQL developer. But just to kind of cover what we're going to talk about in that 7-step guide in detail, first of all, guys, since we're talking about purely education here, let's talk about education. You got multiple ways to become a developer. You can come from a degree. You can come from the certifications. You can be self-taught, or you can have a mixture of all 3. And I think the mixture of all 3 kind of works. That's basically how I came in, but I know people who don't have a degree are developers, who have only certifications, who become developers, and don't have a degree or a certification and become a developer. It really comes down to how you showcase your value, guys. And what is value, you may say? Your ability to solve problems, your ability to identify what's going on in their code base, to be able to not just maintain the code, but to also improve it over time, make it run more efficient, make it scalable, and things like that. And a lot of you guys just not able to communicate how you can solve problems. So what employers tend to do is, hey, since this guy or girl cannot communicate their value as a during an interview, hey, if they got a degree in computer science and they got good grades in computer science, chances are they could come into our system and actually become a software developer. Well, if you don't have a degree or a certification, it's kind of hard to make that judgment. And that's where it separates the degree people from the people who don't have a degree. That benefit of the doubt. That if you get through 4 years of this, you're able to get a degree at a established school, by the way, not a fly-by-night college. I'm talking about a established university or somebody who's specific or popular or in-demand school. There's a good chance you get the benefit of the doubt. We want to give you that same benefit of the doubt even if you don't have a software development degree or even a certification. And the way you do that is on your resume, guys, and your project portfolio. Those are some things that you can really showcase your skill, even though, and this can go beyond a computer science degree as well, guys, because a computer science degree is theoretical. They know that you have the ability to learn about coding, but they don't know that you can actually go and do the work required for them. How if I show you a way you can actually showcase that on a resume and a portfolio, so when you come into the interview, you get the benefit of the doubt. And the interview process is you just basically confirming what's on your resume and what's on your portfolio. They can actually see your work. You got it all organized. And the good thing about it is, guys, we're not talking about some in-depth projects and all that stuff. We're talking about projects that is pretty straightforward for a beginner to learn. Get your toes wet and get your foot wet and put you in a position to win, guys. This is what we're trying to do, the bare essentials that's going to get you that job. And then once we get the job, start making money and kind of got that opportunity, then we can build on our experience to really kind of put ourselves for the second stage of your career. But we're just talking about the first stage, guys, just to become a SQL developer. And I'm getting better at this, because in the past I used to give you all these advanced solutions and things like that, but majority of my audience is beginners. They haven't got an opportunity to be a developer, or that struggling IT professional who still haven't gotten an opportunity to get to that next level in their career. I gotta start boiling all of my content and my courses and my 7-step guide to that group of people, because that's 85% of my audience. And then I'll throw in some more stuff for the intermediate and advanced users from time to time. But I want to gear my content to the aspiring software developer or SQL developer who's trying to get started. And the way to do that is to really just give you the bare essentials that's going to get you that job, and then we build from there. That way you don't get burned out, you get some quick wins. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy. You can go in an interview and talk about these projects you just did, and it's going to give you that experience as well. And we all talk about that in our 7-step guide. It's going to get you in that position to win, guys. And I think at the end of the day, what's happening is companies got infrastructure to protect now. Back in the day, the early 2000s, some of the late 90s, they didn't have anything. So anybody that knew HTML can get a job. Anybody who knew how to do a select statement can get a job. But now, since they have some level of code-based infrastructure, they depend on these systems. They have to be a little bit more picky about the developers they bring in, because you can really screw something up. And if you don't know how to navigate the infrastructure of a company, you can really put them in a bad position. And I want you guys to be able to tell that company during the interview process, on your resume, on your portfolio, it's going to automatically communicate that you know how to do this just by having specific projects, specific language in your resume. And we're going to help you guys out with that. But at the end of the day, guys, you need to take that first step. If you haven't already, go ahead and actually sign up for that 7-step guide. It's free. Links below for that. And also my 30-day developer course. Links to that down there as well, guys. We got good rates on it. Go check that out. Like, subscribe to the content. If you have additional questions, comment below. Tell me about your struggles. And what I'll do, I'll put a link to my 7-step guide here on the screen. Go check that out. I'll see you guys in the next video.